everybody, a happy Thursday to you out there. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. We're going to talk about it later, I believe, but this is our last show before the 4th of July, correct?
Right, correct.
What are you up to this weekend then, my friend?
Not a whole lot. This is actually, fortunately, the first weekend Mary and I have that is not busy. I think we've got about 5 months in a row traveling somewhere or doing something, so this is the first time in over a month that we could take it easy.
That's nice. Are you going to do anything close to home? Are you going to the fireworks show? Are you going to see
We'll probably
anything?
watch the fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of wedding things to tackle, a lot of those details, but how about your weekend?
This weekend's going to be crazy. I talked a little bit before about Friday night, tomorrow night, because this is Thursday, right, in this world. Friday night, yeah, we're going to be opening for Hairball, which is going to be a ton of fun.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, but we haven't talked at all about Saturday. We're up at Fortune Bay Casino, and we're going to be opening for a band called Yachty by Nature. Have you heard of them before?
I've not. Great name, though.
It's all yacht rock. So it's not,
geez.
oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've got an America outfit that I'm going to be wearing during the show, and then afterwards I'm switching over. I've got a pipe that blows bubbles, and all sorts of, I've got an ascot. It's going to be the best. I'm so excited for that one.
Are you talking, it sounds a little Gilligan's Island like
It is. It almost is, but that's a really cheesy show. It's kind of cheesy, so it's okay to be cheesy as long as Gilligan doesn't trap us on an island and I have to eat Gilligan. Then it's all good.
I think if you're free in around the Tower, Minnesota area, you should definitely dress up as Gilligan and then come down and haunt Hunter over at Fortune Bay.
Great idea, and I'll eat you. It sounds wonderful to me. Don't trap me on an island, Gilligan.
Don't do it.
No, please don't. Hey, listen, coming up on today's show with the 4th of July almost here, we're going to be checking out what medicine was like back in the 1700s. Oofta. Plus, with reports of Taylor Swift getting married this weekend, a lot of people trying to cash in on it, making bets online, including our very own Shania Kraus.
Yep, Shania's betting the house, she said. Mortgage might be out the window depending on how this weekend goes.
It was nice knowing you, Shania.
A lot of forklifts, yeah. Bet on how many forklifts are going to show up to Madison Square Garden. Well, the 4th of July weekend shaping out to be one of the hottest on record. Nearly 36 states under heat alerts, impacting more than 250 million Americans across the central and eastern U.S. Officials urging you stay hydrated, limit your time outdoors, and watch for signs of heat illness as holiday travel and those celebrations continue to ramp up.
That's so important with how hot it's going to be this weekend in many places. Luckily up here, I think Saturday is going to be a little bit better anyway than it has been. And then Sunday, the heat returns. So
what was that, Wednesday? Oh, no, it was Tuesday. Tuesday, it was cold outside down here in Canal Park. And then leaving the show after the 4 p.m., it was incredibly hot.
Yeah, and then later on in the day, the wind switched. It was like 65 down here. It got up to like 85 by the end of the day. It's like, the Lake Superior.
Figure it out.
Figure it out, Duluth. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hey, we're just a few days away from America's 250th anniversary. Is it the, what's the name for it? Semi-quincentennial?
Semi-quingorum centennial, something like that.
Right. Join us at 4 p.m. for more Quinn content. But fireworks sales are expected to hit a record high this year. The American Pyrotechnic Association says consumer spending could reach $2.5 billion as more families are going to be celebrating with their own backyard shows. And one Wisconsin fireworks store says businesses continue to grow and shelves are full for you heading into the holiday.
Boy, I have not bought fireworks in a very long time, Ryan, right?
I can't tell you the last time I did a sparkler.
Yes!
Yeah.
So much fun holding that sparkler thing and everything. I asked Adam Lorch downstairs, I'm like, is Abby old enough to do a sparkler yet? And he said, I was literally just thinking about that. He's like, I think we're going to wait a couple more years.
Probably good.
Yeah, she's probably a little too tiny. But I know that he bought a few fireworks, like sparklers and things like that Abby will get to watch.
Hopefully legally.
Yeah, legally, exactly. Yeah. That's what he said. It's all legal,
okay.
So that's fantastic news.
That's good.
Exactly.
Only the legal stuff here at Northern News Now.
Yes, we're not under the table or anything like that. Yeah. In other news, a surprising use of artificial intelligence is emerging as new people here turning to chatbots to prepare for difficult conversations. It's called dry chatting with AI. It refers to rehearsing tough chats with artificial intelligence apps. Users role play the conversation with chatbots to gain an understanding of how the real life conversation might just go. People claim it helps prepare them and structure them with their arguments, reducing the anxiety they feel about starting the conversation in real life. Not a bad idea, I guess.
It's not a bad idea. I think, it gives you a little bit of preparation. I think mental health experts out there, too, want to warn you about confirmation bias. So you're not always going to be in the right. So if you keep typing into ChatGPT about, like, how do I prepare for this conversation, just know there's a lot of unknowns out there. It
Yes.
might not go exactly how this robot's going to tell you.
Wow, that gets real complicated really
Yeah.
fast. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of caveats if you are going to try this method out.
Yeah, but it's good, to
Sure.
possibly for, I don't know, at work or something, or,
Yeah.
even if you're going to break up with someone, it
Sure.
might be a good idea to use it. I don't know.
I mean, if people with lower confidence or whatever, building up their confidence a little bit before going into that conversation. Some people just aren't the best at, talking out their feelings like that. So maybe it's a better way to rehearse that as well.
That's fair.
Yep.
Also, get advice from mom, dad,
Yes.
friends too.
Yep.
Well, hey, if you're meeting new people this weekend at your holiday gathering, first impressions apparently may start long before a handshake. 1 in 5 Americans say they judge other people by their first name alone. The survey of 2,000 Americans found that 18% of those polled said they will make assumptions about someone based entirely on a name they more than likely didn't even choose themselves. Gen Z was the most likely generation to jump to conclusions when hearing someone's first name, and Karen was the clear front runner as the most judged first name. Meanwhile, Chad, second, however, a distant second.
Okay, when I think of Ryan, I don't think of anything in particular that I would judge you on based on your name.
Kind of basic, I don't know, vanilla?
Sure, vanilla. I don't know vanilla, but yeah.
It's kind of funny though. When I think of Hunter, I think of, outdoorsy,
Sure.
the woods.
Sure,
Yeah.
that makes sense, and that's all true, so that all makes sense, I guess. But I'm trying to think of Karen maybe because of the whole what's that called? Misconception, preconception, something like that. I don't know.
Being a Karen.
Being a Karen,
Yeah,
exactly.
the stereotype.
I
of
feel
the
bad for all the
Karens.
Karens out there for
Yeah.
getting that kind of bad rap, you know?
I don't even know what to be short for Karen. Care?
Yeah, Care.
Yeah,
K.
K?
Sure.
Yeah, pick something else, I
Aaron?
suppose. Well, before we head to break here, do you know what name has been working hard? A police canine dog named Rogue in Nevada being credited with helping seize more than $1.5 million worth of illegal drugs this year. Mesquite police say Rogue, a 9-year-old Belgian Malinois, has found hundreds of pounds of meth along with fentanyl and marijuana during traffic stops, despite suspects trying to mask the scent.
Wow, that's a good boy right there. Of course, dogs helping out the police force. Big fan of that. Let's go. Bring
let's
it on.
go, Rogue. Get it going.
Yep.
Blake, coming up, Americans are betting on Taylor Swift's apparent wedding. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. America 250 isn't the only celebration people are excited for this weekend. The wedding of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce could be just days away.
Here we go. Even though there's been no official confirmation it's even happening, people are betting millions of dollars on it. Here's Jolyn Kent.
The details may be scarce, but something is underway at New York City's Madison Square Garden.
I guess Taylor Swift goes big.
Even though no events are publicly scheduled this week, on Monday, our CBS News camera spotted several trucks with equipment labeled Garden Party being loaded into the venue, sparking even more speculation that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce could be hosting some kind of celebration there. And the buzz continues to drive big spending on prediction markets, including Kalshi and Polymarket, platforms where users can place bets on the finer details of one of the biggest celebrity weddings of the century. Gambling researcher Jonathan Cohen.
Prediction markets are filling this void in our society of turning every single thing into a gambling contract. And when celebrities get married, people want to gamble on celebrities getting married.
Taylor.
Kelce says the wedding has already generated more than $4.5 million in wagers. According to Kelce, New York leads the way for a wedding location. And Kelce's brother, Jason, is the top pick for groomsmen. As for bridesmaids, Swift's childhood best friend, Abigail Anderson Berard, holds the lead. Kelce has seen the number of female traders double in the past year.
You sort of need to have the exit velocity to break out of this sort of male space, and maybe, just maybe, a Taylor Swift wedding, an event so clearly sort of in the female fan wheelhouse, could be the way to do that.
This year alone, Kalshi has already seen $600 million in trading in the entertainment markets alone, which is double the amount from 2025. Jolyn Kent, CBS News, New York.
Well, I already bet on Kalshi saying that Hunter McCullough likely not going to be here for the wedding, so.
I'm not going to be making it, unfortunately. There wasn't one of the thousands of people that maybe got the
Yeah.
invite there. But don't people have jobs? Are people just filming them loading stuff into the old Madison Square Garden?
Well, that is
go to
our,
work.
CBS National News recording that.
Oh, I
so,
guess
yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that is literally their job to be doing that. So that makes sense, I guess.
Well,
But
biggest wedding of the century, we heard.
that's true. I guess
Yeah.
that's very true. How much do you think they're spending on the wedding. There's got to be quite a bit of money going into that.
I don't even know how much it would cost to, rent out Madison Square Garden for
Right?
a couple of days. That's got to be probably tens of thousands, if not $100,000+ dollars.
Do you think she gets a discount because of all the publicity or something like that?
Maybe.
I would think she would.
I don't know, but we're talking, garden party theme at Madison Square Garden. A lot of Easter eggs, one would
Genius.
say.
Yes, absolutely. So best of luck to them if that does happen
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
apparent.
And I think, Shania, hopefully this week you get the invite in the mail.
And hopefully your Kalshi bet pays off.
Yeah, and you don't have to sell the home or anything
Yeah.
like that. Did you know that Philadelphia is the birthplace of American democracy and also the birthplace of American medicine?
Pretty cool. As we approach the 250th birthday of our country, Stephanie Stahl giving us a taste of healthcare in the 1700s.
With a new country came new resources. Colonial botanists and physicians around Philadelphia were eager to share their knowledge of America's medicinal plants, captured in Revolutionary Botany, a new exhibit at the Mutter Museum.
They're learning from Native Americans who have been cultivating these plants for hundreds or thousands of years in some cases.
In 1787, a group of physicians formed the College of Physicians of Philadelphia and later developed the Pharmacopoeia, an encyclopedia of healing plants that became the first collection of recommended medicines published in 1820.
Many of the college founders were revolutionaries. They are really setting the stage for how physicians are operating in this new country and what materials they are using.
You can really think about Philadelphia and the College of Physicians as being kind of the origin point of institutionalized medicine in the United States.
A plant called skunk cabbage was used to treat asthma, and this plant, bone set, like the name says, treated broken bones.
So the tulip was actually used for deworming.
Deworming, okay. And even now, garlic is still used for heart and immune support.
Sage, which is one a lot of folks will recognize, this was used to treat things like colds.
Currently, about 25% of modern drugs come from plants, the foundation coming from Revolutionary Botany. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Interesting to see the brickwork being laid to what we have today. That's interesting. Also probably getting a lot of stuff wrong, too. I don't know if it's hearsay. Didn't they use, like, leeches sometimes to suck out blood, or the big fire thing that blows out the fire or whatever? Didn't they, I don't know, put that in places and pump it into you? That's what I always heard.
I don't know about that. Yeah, where have you heard that?
The rumors on the street, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. We were also talking about having your painting done in 250 years ago. It's like, do you sign yourself up for that? Do you schedule an artist for yourself, or does somebody schedule that for you?
And then how long does that take? Are you doing it days on end? You're going to go sit in the same pose? You must think pretty highly of yourself if you got a painting of yourself.
Probably had some money.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, before we head to break here, there's proof you're never too old to chase a thrill out there. At 85 years old, water ski show legend Glenn Sperry back in Wisconsin for his 4th annual performance with the Central Wisconsin Water Walkers. The skiing pioneer still pulling off stunts decades after helping shape the sport, and says he has no plans to stop anytime soon.
Are you kidding me? 85 years old. That's insane.
Must be a good garlic or something keeping him going. Coming up, Hunter speaking with Dahlberg Law.
Northern Legacy on Northern Life is brought to you by Dahlberg Law.
Welcome back, folks. I have the absolute privilege once again of talking with the great estate planning attorney, Mr. Chris Dahlberg. Welcome back, my friend.
Good to be back.
We sure appreciate you doing
The
this.
great.
Yeah,
I
the
like
great,
that.
honestly.
Oh, wow.
You should put that on your moniker, on your title.
It's like a circus. Yes. The great, the wonderful Oz.
Can you do backflips or anything like that? That'd be wonderful.
No magic tricks either.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah,
so
I
I know that you've talked a lot before here about a basic will and a trust, basically like this, where a basic will is basically, here you go, kids, figure everything out, where a trust, as you like to say, which I love this phrase, governing from the grave.
Right.
I love that. So is a cabin trust kind of the same thing?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Basically the same.
Yep. And the parents, you're setting the roadmap for the kids. And I always tell my parents, it's better you do it than the kids try to, after they get it, try to put together a trust. Because you can imagine, as we say, squirrely, it can get. Because all of a sudden you got 4 kids. And they've been given the cabin. Now you're expecting them to come together, all agree, the 4 kids, but not only the kids, they're going to have spouses, they're going to have their 2 cents in it, and then they're also going to have in-laws. The mother-in-law is going to figure, or the father-in-law, I should have an opinion, I know about cabins.
Yep.
And so I always tell my parents, clients, you be the bad guys in the sense of you set the rules up. So then afterwards, the kids can only complain and go, wow, why are the rules like this? But you know, the rules are there to help the kids so they don't hate each other afterwards. And with the cabin trust, what you can do is like rules of the road. The trustee generally manages it, but you have timing as far as who's going to use the cabin usage, how do they do assessments on that. So that's a nice way to, you know, have it all planned out for them so that there's no fighting. Another interesting thing if I can tell you about is if you can imagine when a parent dies, a lot of times if they own a cabin, they also have a house.
Yep.
And so what I like to do is I like to have an opt-out period for the kids to get out of the cabin because they might not be interested.
Oh, sure.
So here's a good example. Let's say there's 5 kids and the parents, you know, they're planning before death. Well, maybe one of the kids is working out on the East Coast, one's out on the West Coast, and the other 3 are living right in this area. Well, it might be unfair to the 2 kids on the different coasts if they're going to maybe use the cabin 1 week every 5 years.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden, it's yours. This is your inheritance.
Yep.
So what we do is we like to do, I call it an opt-out or a buyout option, where the kids can get part of the other inheritance. Like the house is going to be sold, there's monies there, there might be retirement accounts. So I call it a little bit horse trading, but the parents actually are in control rather than kids fighting. Because, you know, all the kids say, it might be, the county might say it's worth $300,000 the cabin, but the kid is one of the kids who wants to be bought out says, are you kidding me? That's $1.5 million, you know, cabin, 1.5 million cabin, and I want that. And the others are saying, are you nuts? And so that's where if the parents just use a little bit of planning in advance, and so I say to the clients and the, you know, the listeners, don't throw raw meat in the middle of the room after you die and hope it's going to turn out well with your family. I mean, just take a little time with an attorney. Think about how is this cabin going to transition, and you'll stop some turmoil that could really tear up a family.
Because that's what it's all about, is keeping the family together, and it can easily, and it's just so dumb how it tears apart families like that.
Well, and you know, on the earlier shows we've said they're not making any more lakes.
Yes.
And so if you've got a cabin, and a lot of my listeners or my clients, they maybe bought a cabin for $50,000. Now it's worth $450,000. The reality is, if those kids have to sell it after the parents' death, they'll never have another cabin in their life. They might not, or they're going to have to try to scrape together $700,000 for it because they're not making any more lakes. So that's the tough thing. So, you know, parents, this is something, and we talked on your earlier show about families having it 3-4 generations. So try to keep that cabin in the family.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a wonderful place to go, that's for sure. Attorney Chris Dahlberg will be right back after the break. Can I tell the joke I told off air right now on air? Is that allowed or no?
Probably not.
Okay, dang.
You know, you're talking about, you heard that one thing on the streets about the blowing thing. It's like, Shania's like, what streets are you hanging out on?
Probably stay away from those streets. It's probably a good idea. Oh,
anywhere north is 2 harbors where hunters from.
It's kind of crazy the further north
they got some good humor up there.
Yes, they do. Amen to that. Listen, we hope that you enjoy your holiday weekend ahead here. The 2 of us are off tomorrow, like we mentioned earlier in the show, so we're going to find you with brand new shows starting next week. And then we're going to see you again on Tuesday. We're going to be back with a brand new blindfold, looking ahead to a brand new activity that's coming to the Carlton Days celebration later this month. And also one of our photographers is part of this as well, so pretty cool.
Our photographer helping us out with that blindfold. It's going to be a lot of fun. And before we go, this Saturday, the nation is going to be celebrating its 250th birthday. So to commemorate the historic day, NBC News is going to provide 6 hours of exclusive live coverage of Sail Forth 250, which will be the largest maritime and aerial gathering in U.S. history. So tune in Saturday morning here on Northern News Now, beginning at 6 a.m. for this historic coverage of America's 250th birthday celebration.
You're just so excited. It's insane. That's a huge ship right there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very, very exciting. So be sure to tune into that for sure. Thanks for joining us. We love you.
Have a safe holiday weekend.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.